Hey there, how are you doing? Team Nokia Powers are here, and we welcome you all to yet another interesting video. In this video, not only we will demo the Pro Camera UI on Nokia 8, but we will also share some tips and tricks about getting better imaging quality with Nokia 8 camera and the Pro Camera UI. So, if you have followed our coverage on NokiaPowerUser.com, you may know that the Nokia 8 started receiving Pro Camera UI via an OTA update starting today. So not everyone may get the update today itself. Yeah, it may be rolling out in phases. So if you did not get this Pro Camera UI update today, you may get it tomorrow or like in some time. So basically, this OTA update not only brings the Pro Camera UI, but it also brings a new Audio 8.1 build. So basically, the highlight is obviously the new camera app. So the Pro Camera UI is one part of that app. This new camera app also brings new amazing imaging algorithms. So we played a bit with it. We compared it to the 7 Nokia 7 Plus. So if you remember that Nokia 7 Plus was able to outshine Nokia 8 in all conditions, daylight, low light, video, whatever. So with new camera app, how it will perform, that we will come to later. We will compare the videos, we'll compare the imaging, and we will do everything. But for now, let's focus on the camera app itself. So this is the new camera app. So you will obviously notice the change in the UI. So here, this is in the video mode, but let's go to the photo mode first. So as I told you, you will notice some change in icons. So here you can notice color twin mono, so the icons have changed. Then single dual picture in picture mode, HDR auto. Then these settings are more in tune with the camera app on other devices, other Nokia smartphones like the newer ones, Nokia 6.1, 7 Plus, 8 Sirocco, and even others who got Oreo. So only Nokia 8 had the old camera app because there were many settings which were like different from other devices. So now it's everything is here: photo, panorama, beautify, then live bokeh mode settings. So uh, as I said, not only you see a new camera UI, but you will also feel or experience the new imaging algorithms, which should theoretically work better in low light, which was like I mean, which was like the weakness of Nokia camera. So we'll talk about that, but let's first see. So for getting the Pro Camera UI, you need to hold this and swipe up, and then you will see this Pro Camera options. So these are four options, or rather five options. So here you see exposure, then shutter speed, ISO, then you see the like various imaging, macro, auto mode, etc., and then white balance. So exposure you can change, but shutter speed is something which is very interesting. But the sad news is that in case of Nokia 8, the maximum shutter speed is one half second actually. But if you talk about Nokia 8 Plus, which we have here, so the shutter speed is maximum shutter speed is 4 seconds. So as you can see on Nokia 7 Plus, it's 4 seconds. But due to some reason, I'm not sure why, the maximum shutter speed on Nokia 8 has been kept to be half second. Even when we go to the ISO, so on Nokia 7 Plus, you can see the ISO up to 30, up to 3200. But in case of Nokia 8, it is limited to 1600. I'm not sure what like prompted HMD to limit shutter speed and ISO on Nokia 8 when it comes with Snapdragon 835 processor, the processor which is more powerful than obviously the Snapdragon 660 on Nokia 7 Plus. So maybe HMD knows a better answer for that, but obviously it's a bit disappointing. Anyways, now coming to, I mean, like the the difference or like changes that it brings. So we try to take it out and capture many photos, etc., also do videos. So as we said, we will post the video comparison with 7 plus later, also the imaging comparison with 7 plus later. But for now, let's check some samples here. So basically, what we found that if you use your camera So here, if you go to the pro mode, there is no, you cannot use the twin or mono camera. But if you go to photo, the normal photo mode, you can use color or twin. So when you use twin, you get the best imaging quality in low light. So here, when we are trying to capture with twin, so we get such kind of low light performance, but without the mono, we get this kind of performance. So there is a big difference. But if you talk about how it now performs in low light, I will say that I can obviously notice some improvement here. So as you can notice, these are the images like which have been taken in much like in totally low light without flash, and it has come out to be good actually. So obviously the comparison is coming, but if you ask me, I have noticed some improvements, especially in low light without flash. And if you really want the best quality imaging in low light, as I said, you should try the twin mode. So this is the first tip that we would like to share to you. So on the new camera app, with the new camera app on Nokia 8, if you want to get the best low light imaging quality, go for photos, go for the photo mode, normal photo mode, and then choose the twin, not the color one. So if you get the color, you will not get the imaging quality, low light imaging quality that you can get with the twin. So this is first tip that you would like to share. Now coming to the pro camera UI itself. So the shutter speed helps one in getting more light even at low ISO. So that helps in getting more light at low ISO. So the noise reduction happens. So how you can play with the shutter speed? If you keep the shutter speed high, so it helps in capturing or like freezing the motion. So this is the second tip. If you use low shutter speed, it's not low actually. So it is low on the scale, but it is high shutter speed. So if you put a high shutter speed of one of like 500, then the camera works very, very fast. So if you want to freeze some motion, etc., then you can try this. But if you want to capture more light, you should try higher shutter speed. So as you can see here, it took lots of time. So here it tried to capture more light, but here it was very, very quick because I just gave it shutter speed. Took the shutter speed very high. So three tips. So first tip that we shared is the mono versus the twin camera mode here, which allows the twin camera mode allows you more better low light performance. Then the second tip is that if you want to freeze the motion, you want to capture somebody in motion, then you should try high shutter speed like 1/500. If you want to capture more light, you should try slower shutter speed. The limitation is half second, which is bad, but this is the best that you can get, and it will allow you to capture more light. So here only you can see that this is like, this is the difference when you are capturing at slightly higher shutter speed and when slow shutter speed. Apart from this, you can also play with ISO. So ISO, it increases the light amount of light or like that it will try to use. So if you try to use the camera at higher ISO, chances of noise is more. So you should try to limit the ISO and increase the shutter speed. So these are the two settings which you can really play with. The ISO, try to put ISO as low as possible, and somewhere there is a good balance, like 200 ISO, and then shutter speed of like 1/8, and then I can try. So it's due to this you can see the imaging changes, amount of light changes. So basically these are the things that you can try. For low light imaging, you can try the pro camera mode where you have more control. But if you don't want to try the pro camera mode, we told you that there is a very good solution here. The best sorry okay so the best picture that you can get without using the pro camera mode is by using the twin mode, and that twin mode is only only possible when you go to the normal photo mode and choose it. So this is how you can actually play with the pro camera mode. Again, the second bad thing that it's again with the let's say even with Nokia 7 Plus and 80 Core is that uh, there is no pro camera mode in when you go to the video. So in the video capture mode there is no pro camera mode, you cannot play with the settings. So perhaps it's like it feels like half baked even on Nokia 7 Plus and Nokia 80 Core. So we could have liked like on the Lumia camera and Nokia camera, this pro mode was possible in even video or in photo mode. So it's not available, but anyways, whatever you have is really good. When you capture the photo, if you are that kind of person who likes to play with settings, then you have 5 settings to play with. We just tried, like we had shown or demoed, ISO and shutter speed, but you can also play with exposure also allows you to capture more light. So that is also a setting that you can play with and get good pictures. So post your get capture better pictures and post them with us. We will try to retweet them on our Twitter account. But for now, this is the demo and we shared some tips and tricks which we think you would like useful. Stay tuned for more.